The 1960s, a decade of folk guitars, coffee houses, and songs that became a generation's soundtrack for change. Today, we're looking back at 18 unforgettable tracks that defined the Vietnam War era and moved millions. Whether you remember these songs or their new discoveries, join us for a journey through the music that shaped an era. Like, subscribe, and let's begin.
How many roads must a man walk down?
Song number 1. Blowin' in the Wind, Bob Dylan.
Yes, and how many years and some people...
Has any song ever asked questions that cut deeper than this? Released in May 1963, this generational anthem became the voice of a generation demanding answers to questions that seemed to have none. Dylan's simple yet profound lyrics and gentle melody created a perfect storm of protest and poetry. The song reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 when covered by Peter, Paul and Mary in 1963, but Dylan's original version became the anthem of the civil rights and anti-war movements. It was the sound of young people refusing to accept the world as it was, demanding something better.
The answer is blowing in the wind.
Tell me over and over and over.
Song number 2, Eve of Destruction, Barry Mcguire.
Don't you understand what I'm trying to say?
The most controversial protest song of the decade hit like a thunderbolt from the very first note. Mcguire's gravelly voice and the song's unflinching lyrics about war, racism, and social injustice created a perfect storm of anger and hope.
This whole crazy world is just too frustrating.
Released in July 1965, this explosive anthem reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of the most famous protest songs ever recorded. It was the sound of a generation waking up to the harsh realities of the world around them.
On the eve of destruction.
Song number 3, Turn, 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 The Byrds. This beautiful adaptation of Pete Seeger's lyrics from Ecclesiastes captured the essence of the peace movement with its gentle melody and profound message about the cycles of life and war. The Byrds' signature jangly guitars and harmonies created something both timeless and perfectly of its moment. Released in October 1965, this peace and war-themed masterpiece reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 3 weeks. It was the sound of hope in a time of darkness, a gentle reminder that even the darkest times must eventually pass.
I swear it's not too late. Fearless men who jump and die.
Song number 4, The Ballad of the Green Berets, Barry Sadler.
These are men, America's best.
This patriotic counterpoint to the protest movement captured the complexity of the Vietnam era, honoring those who served while the nation was deeply divided. Sadler's military background and the song's respectful tone created a different kind of anthem, one of duty and sacrifice.
Trained in combat, hand to hand.
Released in January 1966, this patriotic ballad reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and sold millions of copies. It was the sound of a nation trying to honor its soldiers even as it questioned the war they were fighting.
The brave men of the Green Beret.
And one thing I know is true, yeah.
Song number 5, We Gotta Get Out of This Place, The Animals.
I've been working to
This driving anthem captured the desperation and frustration of young people caught in a world they didn't create. The Animals' powerful vocals and the song's urgent rhythm made it a favorite among U.S. troops. Released in August 1965, this blue-eyed soul classic reached number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was later ranked number 233 on Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Songs. It was the sound of a generation ready to break free from the constraints of the world around them.
Girl, there's a better life for me and you.
We were on maneuvers in Louisiana one night by the light of
Song number 6, Waist Deep in the Big Muddy, Pete Seeger.
Sergeant, don't be nervous, Nellie, the captain said to him.
This powerful metaphor for the Vietnam War became iconic after CBS censored it from a 1967 Smothers Brothers show. Seeger's gentle voice and the song's simple melody created a perfect storm of protest and poetry.
1942, I was a member of a good platoon.
Released in 1967, this anti-Vietnam metaphor became one of the most famous protest songs of the era after its censorship made it even more powerful. It was the sound of truth being told, even when those in power didn't want to hear it. If these melodies stir something inside you, tell us which song in this list connects you to the protest era. Which tune brings back memories of standing up for what you believe in?
Told us to ford a river, that's how it all begun. I heard many men lying, I saw many more dying.
Song number 7, I Ain't Marching Anymore, Phil Ochs.
And now they want me back again, but I ain't marching.
Ochs' most famous anti-war song captured the spirit of a generation refusing to be drafted into a war they didn't believe in. His clear, direct lyrics and folk guitar created a perfect anthem for the anti-war movement. Released in 1965, this powerful protest song became a staple at rallies and demonstrations across the country. It was the sound of young people taking a stand, refusing to be silent in the face of injustice.
But I ain't marching anymore.
What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn.
Song number 8, The Fish Cheer, I Feel Like I'm Fixin' to Die Rag, Country Joe and the Fish.
And it's 5, 6, 7, open up the pearly gates.
This satirical masterpiece became the unofficial anthem of the anti-war movement after its legendary performance at Woodstock in 1969. Country Joe's dark humor and the song's catchy melody created a perfect storm of protest and entertainment. Originally released in 1965 and 1967, this Vietnam anthem wasn't a chart hit but became massively popular after Woodstock. It was the sound of a generation finding humor in the darkest of times, using laughter as a weapon against despair. Song number 9, John Brown, Bob Dylan. This early Dylan masterpiece captured the anti-war sentiment that would define the decade. His simple guitar and harmonica created a perfect backdrop for lyrics that questioned the very nature of war and sacrifice. Released in 1962, this widely covered song became a staple of Dylan's early anti-war writing. It was the sound of a young artist finding his voice and using it to speak truth to power.
I could see his face just like mine.
I'm no statesman, I'm no general. I'm no general.
Song number 10, 2 + 2 = question mark, Bob Seger.
Well, I knew a guy in high school. Just an
This regional hit before Seeger's mainstream breakthrough captured the frustration of young men facing the draft. His powerful vocals and the song's driving rhythm created a perfect expression of the anger and confusion of the Vietnam era.
But I must if you so will. And if I
Released in 1968, this Vietnam draft critique became a cult favorite among those who understood the fear and uncertainty of being called to serve. It was the sound of a generation trying to make sense of a world that seemed to make no sense at all.
2 + 2 is on my mind. 2 + 2 is on my mind. 2 + 2 is on.
Typical American boy from a typical American town.
Song number 11, Draft Dodger Rag, Phil Ochs.
And when it came my time to serve, I knew better than...
This comic but sharply political song captured the absurdity of the draft system with humor and wit. Ochs' clever lyrics and folk guitar created a perfect storm of protest and entertainment.
Career, my sweetheart dear, my poor old invalid aunt.
Released in 1965, this satirical masterpiece became popular on college campuses across the country. It was the sound of young people using humor to cope with the fear and uncertainty of the draft.
I believe in God and Senator Dodd and keep an old cat. I'm afraid the war is over.
Song number 12, The War Is Over, Phil Ochs.
And what's this got to do with me?
This symbolic anthem of the late 60s peace movement captured the hope and determination of those working to end the war. Ochs's powerful vocals and the song's uplifting melody created a perfect expression of the peace movement's goals.
Unpaid actors of the mystery.
Released in 1968, this peace movement anthem became a rallying cry for those who believed the war could and should be ended. It was the sound of hope in a time of darkness, a reminder that change was possible. If these melodies stir something inside you, tell us which song in this list surprised you. Which tune brought back memories you'd forgotten about?
Of a grisly game.
Happy faces all around.
Song number 13, Come Away Melinda, Harry Belafonte.
Like you had before the war.
This mournful anti-war ballad captured the heartbreak of families torn apart by war. Belafonte's powerful vocals and the song's gentle melody created a perfect storm of emotion and protest.
Why can't things be the way they were?
Released in 1963, this beautiful ballad was covered by Judy Collins and Uriah Heep, becoming a staple of the anti-war movement. It was the sound of love and loss, of families trying to hold together in the face of war.
The answer lies in yesterday.
I'm going out to stem the tide.
Song number 14, Saigon Bride, Jone Baez.
The dark that will not break. How many?
This critically acclaimed folk song captured the perspective of Vietnamese women caught in the crossfire of war. Baez's beautiful voice and the song's gentle melody created a perfect expression of empathy and understanding.
The streets you know, to places.
Released in 1967, this powerful anti-war ballad was performed at anti-war events across the country. It was the sound of compassion in a time of conflict, a reminder that war affects everyone, everywhere.
A tide which never saw the sea.
Sailing over to Vietnam, Southeast Asian Birmingham.
Song number 15, Vietnam Talking Blues, Phil Ochs.
Well, they put me in a barracks house just across the way from Laos.
This early Vietnam-named protest song captured the growing awareness of the war among young people. Ochs's folk guitar and the song's narrative style created a perfect introduction to the anti-war movement.
Far and wide, made sure those red apes had no place left to hide.
Released in 1964, this cult classic among folk audiences became one of the first songs to directly address the Vietnam War. It was the sound of a generation beginning to wake up to the realities of war.
Them commies never fight fair. And you watch them build the war machines right beside your home.
Song number 16, What Are You Fighting For, Phil Ochs.
Oh, there's many kinds of slavery, and we found many more.
This early protest song captured the confusion and anger of young people trying to understand why their country was at war. Ochs's simple guitar and direct lyrics created a perfect expression of the anti-war sentiment.
And the men who wait for handouts with their eyes upon the floor.
Released in 1963, this limited airplay song became a favorite among those who understood the growing anti-war movement. It was the sound of questions being asked, of young people demanding answers.
And there you'll see the answer you should have seen before.
Song number 17, Kill for Peace, the Fugs. This underground satire captured the absurdity of war with dark humor and biting wit. The Fugs' experimental sound and the song's provocative lyrics created a perfect storm of protest and art. Released in 1966, this counterculture favorite became popular in underground circles across the country. It was the sound of a generation using art to protest, using creativity to fight back against the madness of war.
And you've only added misery to their strife.
Song number 18, Ain't I Right, Marty Robbins.
You came down to this southern town last summer.
This controversial right-wing response to the anti-war movement captured the complexity of the Vietnam era, showing that not everyone opposed the war. Robbins' country sound and the song's patriotic message created a different kind of protest song.
Have listened and been taken in by you.
Released in 1966, this song was suppressed by Columbia Records for its right-wing message, but gained minor cult status among those who supported the war effort. It was the sound of a nation divided, of different voices trying to be heard.
Let's fight it here as well as Vietnam. Let's ride.
If these melodies stir something inside you, tell us which song in this list is your song. Which tune brings back memories of a time when music had the power to change the world? And there you have it, 18 unforgettable, forgotten gems that made the Vietnam War era timeless in the hearts of millions. Was there a song that brought back a memory you'd forgotten? Drop a comment below and share with us which 1960s protest song is your memory, because music is most beautiful when it's shared. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss the next chapter in this time-spinning mixtape. See you on the next play.